Hi, I'm Father Michael Orsi. I'm your host for Action for Life Television, that good news program which brings you the big G for the gospel of Jesus Christ and the little g, all the good things that people do to put that gospel of life into action. We're outside of Planned Parenthood today in Naples. Now, some of you may have heard that Planned Parenthood in Naples had been closed, and it seemed to be true since there was no traffic going in and out of the building over the last year or so. They alleged that it was closed because of COVID-19. Well, I believe it was closed because business was not as good as it used to be, because people who love life, people who love God's creation, they continued to protest outside of Planned Parenthood on Creech Road, and their business suffered greatly. Now there is rumor that they are getting ready to reopen. Indeed, some say they have seen some people entering the building. But let me tell you this. The devil oftentimes plays possum, plays like he's dead to make us think that he's not alive and well. This is the case with Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood has been closed, but they have other plans. It's not just for the destruction of the unborn, but they also want to destroy those who are already born. And what do I mean by that? You've heard of people who believe that they are transgender, and you might think that this sounds awfully, how can I say it, psychologically disturbed. Well, if you think that, you're correct. It is psychologically disturbed. However, damage is being done to people, especially to children. When they go to school, they are fed a curriculum which teaches them you could be whatever you want to be. If you're born a boy and you think you're a girl, well, there's a way to help you to become a girl. And a lot of it begins, first of all, with some psychological counseling. And I don't mean the good kind of psychological counseling. I mean convincing somebody that, they deserve to be considered for a sex change operation. Then the next step is to recommend them for hormonal treatment, which will begin to change the hormones from a male to a female, placing estrogen in the male body. Sometimes this is even done without parental consent. Can you believe that? Even without parental consent. This is what we believe is now going to be taking place in Planned Parenthood. It takes place already in other Planned Parenthood facilities around the country, where they're giving out hormonal injections to transgendered people who believe that there's something that they're not. What do they want to do? What does the devil want to do? He wants to destroy God's creation, because God made us what? Male and female. And then to say that we're something that God didn't make us to be, it's an insult to Almighty God. It gets worse, though, folks. It's not just hormonal treatment, but the next step is actual mutilation of taking a person, taking their body, mutilate the body, and to change them into something that they were not, and to fashion new sexual organs that will correspond with what they say they are. All of the studies tell us that oftentimes these people that go through these therapies, these operations, have tremendous regrets later on in the future, and that this is not something that is for the good of the human being, but is something that is ultimately destructive to the human person. These people need serious psychological counseling. Also, what they need is for parents to be involved in what the schools are teaching, to make sure that their children are not being indoctrinated into believing that there's something that they are not. And lastly, we have to be ever vigilant when people begin to tamper with the human body, to perform mutilation operations. We are disfiguring the face of God himself. So today we have a group of people out here protesting in front of Planned Parenthood. It might be closed, seemingly closed, but the devil is working behind the scenes. He plays possum well. Just when we think that he is dead, all of a sudden, he shows his fangs again, and he wants to devour God's children. So today, we're going to have some interviews by a number of people outside of Planned Parenthood protesting, first of all, that Planned Parenthood is an organization which tries to destroy the image of God in the womb, but now is also trying to destroy the image of God way after birth to young people and to even sometimes older people who are emotionally and psychologically ill that need serious counseling and do not need to be fed harmful therapies, hormonal therapies, or violent operations against the human body. Let's hear from some of them now.
The reason I am here is because God is the creator of life, and he decides when life will begin and when life will end, not man. So I think it's important to defend life at all stages, but particularly the unborn, because of the Holocaust that's been unleashed against them. It's the most unjust execution. And people say, God bless America, but I don't believe God can bless America because he's a just God until we stop killing babies every day. So that is my heartfelt prayer. That is why I'm here, to open people's eyes and ears to the truth and change those hearts. It's all about changing hearts, and so that they will be softened and they will come to the Lord and they will understand how precious life is. I also wanted to bring up that we have something on that we need almost 1 million signatures for. It's called the Human Life Amendment to our state constitution. This would protect life regardless of age, disability, and illness, and where there is a detectable heartbeat. So this is the website that you can go to. You can get petitions to take to your church, friends and neighbors, family, and return them. And we're hoping that we get this on the 2022 ballot. Thank you.
A bit of history. When I was an atheist, I was pro-abortion because I thought we were just monkeys with nimble fingers and big brains. When I became a Christian, I immediately became anti-abortion and pro-life. I've been coming here for about 24 years, actually not just here, but to the original place on US 41. And it's because I abhor abortion, and I am aghast at the damage that it does to the girls and women who undergo this murderous process. Planned Parenthood is an evil organization. It kills babies. Currently, they are poisoning young people who have been conned into believing that they are some other gender than they were born with. The process is a lie. They say that they can delay puberty and that this can be reversed at a later date. This is a lie. The drugs they give them are basically loophole. I suspect that this drug was used by the Soviets on their gymnasts in the 1970s and 80s, where they delayed puberty for their gymnasts to make them perform better in the Olympic gymnastic events. The same thing is being done right there in this building. They find it more profitable than abortion at the moment. I am absolutely for the babies. I am for the women, and I am for life.
I came to fight against abortions because I truly believe now America in the state that going to forward communism, the truth is hidden from people. And I believe everyone who comes for abortion, every lady, every girl, supposed to know how abortion looks like. What is really, what is abortion about? What it is? You know, that is life. It's killing. You know, it's just, I believe the lack of knowledge. I'm coming from communist country, from Lithuania, and I know that we didn't have a knowledge about abortion. I remember my girlfriend Spain when she came and she asked, what should I do? I'm pregnant and my husband pushing to do the abortion. I didn't know anything about abortion. I couldn't give her a good advice, you know. And there was a documentary movie later on. It was called Quiet Scream. And it showed the whole process of abortion. I couldn't finish to watch that. It's just such a horrible thing. I truly believe that every girl, every woman supposed to know what is abortion. So I believe that without God, we're going nowhere. If there is no fear of God, we cannot fight against evil. And evil is strong, and evil is hiding the truth from us. So that's why I'm here. Life is the most important. Thank you.
I am here today to save every unborn baby that we can. I will tell you a little story. About 11 years ago, I was here with Deacon Bill from St. William's, and I had my granddaughter who was just born with us. There were no bushes here, and we were standing out here saying a rosary when a young lady pulled up in her car who was approximately 16 years old, and she was crying. At that time, I had picked up my granddaughter and gave her a kiss. That young girl looked at us. She stopped crying. She waited a few seconds. She said a prayer, started her car up, and drove away. Deacon Bill said to me, "John, hold on, I'll be right back." He went and got a crucifix out of his car, and he gave it to my granddaughter, who was 4 months old at the time. Now she's 11 years old, and that crucifix is still in her room, and she knows the story behind it. She saved a life that day, thanks to God and the Holy Spirit. So everyone could come here for a half an hour, and you never know what's going to happen, but we're here to save lives for those who can't help themselves. God bless you all, and God bless your family.
12 years ago, Planned Parenthood opened up this clinic right here to murder babies. We are here to protest against them, to continue to fight against them, to save babies. This is our main goal here today.
I'm here this morning because the Lord has filled my heart to come and be with the young women who have thought about a very major decision in their life to give life. And they are struggling with this gift that has been given to them. I am here to pray for them and for their lives. I know that this is a momentous experience for them. And we know that at this time, they need all the support, the caring and love they can ever possibly want and need in their lives. And so by the grace of God, they will make a decision to live and give life to this child.
I would just like to say that I'm here today because defending the unborn is very near and dear to me. I absolutely believe that life begins at conception and ends at natural death. I believe that storks don't deliver babies, and babies are not born in pumpkin patches, and until a sperm and an egg cell meet, there is no baby. And I recently learned that the DNA of a fetus is different from the mother's And that tells me that that life belongs to itself and not to the mother. And therefore, the mother needs to protect the baby, and we all need to protect the babies in this life.
As you can imagine, producing this wonderful program, Action for Life, it costs a great deal of money. We're going to need your help. So if you would like to donate to keep this good news program on the air, please go to your computer, your cell phone, actionforlife.net. Thought for the day. I hope that all of you belong to a Christian community. Going to church is extremely important. Why? Because we need the support of other people in order for us to live a good Christian life. Christianity is a community religion. Please worship in your church this weekend.
We are community pregnancy clinics, and we've been here since 1974. And I guess the thing I'd like to focus on is that we are trying to stay one step ahead of Planned Parenthood. We're happy to be able to say now they are only open 2 days a week here in Creech Road. We provide pregnancy testing, STI testing, free ultrasounds, counseling services, referral services, and we're here to serve the women. And we're trying to, again, stay one step ahead of Planned Parenthood. I would just like to thank everybody who supports CPCI in our work. All of our services are free, and we can't do it without the support and help of all of our supporters here in the local area and throughout the state of Florida. One of the other areas that we're really focusing on right now is the university model, to reach out not only to support or to stop the symptom of abortion, but to get to the cause. And so education of our college students on campuses, we're at FGCU and of course the University of Florida in Gainesville, to support those students to make good decisions so that we can impact abortion on the front end by helping women make good choices at the front end.
We connect with moms and their families on a daily basis, making sure that every single one of their needs are met so that they can take what they have and move forward and raise healthy families in this community. We see moms normally from just a couple of days after they feel that they may have been pregnant. Within six weeks of gestation, we're able to show moms the beating heart of their babies on the screen. After that point, 95% of the mothers that see their baby's heart on the screen choose life. It really is such a miraculous moment to see a woman who comes into our clinic who may have been abortion-minded or abortion vulnerable because of circumstances leave with joy in their heart, seeing life that God has created within their womb. We support them from that moment until their child is 3 years old. We do that by providing material assistance, peer counseling services, supportive education so that they learn about their pregnancy, their health, how to take care of finances. Really, we don't leave any stone unturned. We also connect them with community resources so that if they need food, job support, child care, amongst many other things, that we are there for them. Our clinic, Community Pregnancy Clinic, started right here in Naples, Florida in 1974 in response to Roe versus Wade. It started in a little closet in St. Anne Catholic Parish down in Naples, Florida. And from that, we have grown to 5 brick and mortar clinics, 2 in Naples, 1 in Fort Myers, 1 in Sarasota, 1 in Gainesville, and 2 mobile clinics that go to high-risk areas in Collier County and in Sarasota to Gainesville. We meet people where they are, no matter what what life circumstances they have. We make sure that we meet their needs so that they can see they can choose life and they can raise a child, and we will support them every step of the way. We do follow-up phone calls for pregnancies every 3 months until the baby's born, where we bring the mother back in to bless her with an amazing layette with the supplies she needs to get started with her baby. If she is abortion-minded or abortion vulnerable with a lack of access to material needs, we make sure that mom has a crib, a car seat, a stroller, clothing, baby wash, diapers, wipes, and really any other kind of need to make sure that they feel supported in their pregnancy. We're open off of Creech Road, right here where we're standing, 3 days a week right now, with the goal to open up 4. Right across the street is Planned Parenthood. They're only open 2 days a week, and we're trying to stay one step ahead, making sure that we're here for the needs of every mom who may call ahead for an appointment or might walk in just right off the street because our doors are open and theirs are closed. We're trying to make sure that that is happening in all scenarios. If Planned Parenthood is open 2 days a week, we're going to be open 3. If Planned Parenthood is open 3 days a week, we're going to be open 4. And so on. Until those doors close across the street, we will be making ourselves more available to the moms in need on a daily basis.
Okay, I just had a thought back, a memory actually, when I was in the Army and I lived in Germany. And there was a woman that I met who had been alive during the Holocaust. And we had a question for her. What did she do during the Holocaust of the Jews? And her answer was poignant, and I still remember it today, and I ask us now. She said, what could we do? What could we do? And today, I think we have a greater Holocaust of abortion, and all of us need to ask ourselves the question, what can we do? Because each and every one of us has the ability to pray, to reach out and extend a hand of help to a woman in need, whether it be through material assistance or through prayer. And we can all answer that question. We can do something. Lord, give us one more. Give us one more.
We gathered here this morning to pray for an end to abortion and to let the community know that we stand strongly for life from conception to natural death. The protection of the unborn is a key part of being a civilized society. A child is born at conception when the father's DNA and the mother's DNA combine to make a unique individual. That unique individual is then formed and continues to form in the mother's womb until it is born into this world. We are here to declare life and declare the sanctity of life.
I am a former Cuban political prisoner. I spent 9 years in political prison in Cuba. So I know exactly what communism is. We are here now in front of the Planned Parenthood, this devil organization that has like an umbrella to justify the killing of people. If we look at the history, in Nuremberg, the Nazis were executed because they kill people throughout experiment. But if you look at the history from 1973, when the abortion was starting here in the United States, more than 60 million babies have been killed. Among them, 20 million black kids. So if we are going to compare, Planned Parenthood has killing, or throughout the abortion, has been killing much more babies than were killing by the Nazis. It's infanticide. So we have to understand that we have to stand against the abortion, because abortion is simply the kill of the baby. It's an infanticide. In reality, it's a big Holocaust. When we talk about more than 60 million baby killing for the abortion, we are talking about a real Holocaust. And this performance by the New World Order. The New World Order is working to try to destroy America, to destroy our constitutional republic, to destroy our liberty. And we have to understand that the New World Order is composed of 3 heads: globalism, deep state, and international communism. So we know that we have to fight the faith. When we say that we are against the abortion, I repeat, we are in favor of life. The more beautiful gift God has given to humanity. And as you say, everybody here is the result of the abortion that wasn't performed. God bless America.
Well, I'm glad to be out here today supporting pro-life. We're blessed to be able to come out in public and to speak our minds. We have generations of Americans who died for that right that comes from God, which our country acknowledges as rights coming from the Creator, not from the government. We need to stand up for truth and justice and for life. That's our call as Christians to do that. So I'm glad to be able to do that. A lot of people in this world can't do that. And as Americans, we really need to realize that we're lucky, we're blessed to have that right. Some people would like to have that right taken away from us because it's inconvenient for them. Kind of like an inconvenient pregnancy. We take life away because it's inconvenient. Well, everyone that's watching this should ponder this fact. Don't you think you're inconvenient to someone else? How would you like to have your life taken away? It's happened in the history before. If we're not careful, it could happen here now. So we need to protect all life, especially the most helpless and completely innocent.
So I'm here today because I'm speaking on behalf of those who don't have a voice, the preborn. And I know that there is a pro-life generation that is rising up in our country, in our world today. And we are the generation that will see the end of abortion in our lifetime, and I believe that. And so I believe coming to rallies like this in front of Planned Parenthood, showing that the pro-life generation is alive and well, I think it's super important for people to see, people driving by to just see the passion that we have for the movement. So Students for Life, we are a national pro-life organization. We have been founded about 15 years ago. We've trained over 125,000 students to become pro-life leaders on their college campuses and in their communities. And we're continuing to work every day to make sure that abortion is both unthinkable and illegal in our country. And I'm not going to stop until that day happens. And I just encourage you all to become a part of the pro-life generation in this movement to abolish abortion in our country.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard what people had to say today, why they're here today. I'm for action, and I hope you are too.
We would like to thank our generous sponsors for their wonderful support. Thanks for watching. Please join us next time for Action for Life. I'm for action, and I hope you are too. I'm Father Michael Orsi. I am your host for Action for Life Television, that good news program which talks about the gospel of Jesus Christ, the big G, and the little g, all the good things that people are doing to put the gospel of life into action. So please join us for the next episode of Action for Life.